have a relaxing evening tonight, and while I'm in transit with my ASMR table, we'll have a fun story time. Las Vegas stories. National Nevada Day is coming up soon, and when I read it, it brought back so many fun memories and fun story time events of, I don't even know how many times we've been to Vegas now. simply because my body isn't doing well. I still need a couple knee replacements, and I just have to find a more comfortable place to sit in the interim. So that's what's going on with that. Anyways, like I said, I am enjoying the little rearranging and finding all these things I had that I forgot about. I love these little lights. Anyway, so that was my love affair with Vegas in the 60s and in the 70s until I left home. And then in the late 60s, we had an uncle, my mother's brother, who was living with us for a little while simply because he and his wife weren't getting along, and he was living in Vegas. And I'll never forget when I asked my mom, like, Mom, why is Uncle so-and-so here? He was, well, he was living in Las Vegas for a little while, and he lost all his money, so now he's here. So I couldn't understand, what do you mean he's living there? But then she explained, oh, they're not getting along, so him and his wife. So he lost all his money. Now he's here for a while, and he'll be probably going home real soon. They're ready to kiss and make up was the storyline, something like that. So I kept wanting to talk to him about Las Vegas. Ask him, did you have fun? Did you go swimming? You know, because I was still in grammar school in the 60s. And he was a smoker. He was just a regular guy. And he didn't have any fun conversation. I'd ask him about the swimming, and do you like the hot weather? And just, kid stuff. And he really had nothing to add except yes or no. I think I remember telling my mom, like, I don't think he had that much fun in Las Vegas. Like, he didn't do anything fun. Anyways, I didn't realize it was a whole different situation. So then he went back home and lived happily ever after. And we were still doing our trips to Vegas. Sometimes we planned it, and sometimes my mom and dad would just get angling. Let's go to Vegas, and be a last minute quickie trip, and we'd pack up, just throw a few things in, go, and boom, we're there, because we would be there within 5 hours driving. So then that changed after I got married. I left home at 19, got married at 21 or 22. I don't remember, like, my own little Vegas trips at that time. I don't remember that. Oh. But I do, however, remembering almost having to elope to Las Vegas with Loretta as my bridesmaid, and my husband's best buddy as his best man. But it was a huge scandal when my husband and I were going to get married. My parents disowned me. They were upset. It was a huge ordeal. They weren't happy. So I said, well, we're just then, it's causing such a family feud. We're going to go to Las Vegas, get married, we'll have fun with Loretta and your best man, and we'll just have fun. And my husband, this was in 82, so I was 21, I think. And my husband and his wisdom at the time, and that was one of the reasons my parents were so upset. He's 22 years older than myself. Parents didn't approve, and he wasn't Catholic. Parents didn't approve. He had been married and divorced with kids. Parents didn't approve. It was a huge deal. Anyways, and he said, Angela, you do what you want to do. years later, when we're sitting in front of the fireplace with the kids and the grandkids, and you want to show them your wedding day, is that what you want to show them? Your Vegas pictures, and you had to run off to Vegas, or do you want to show them the wedding you wanted? And wasn't that nice of him? I never thought of that. And he was pretty adamant that we weren't going to go to Vegas. So we had our own fun little wedding. It was nice. That was fun. I always remember that. It was a good choice. Let's see what else. So then, within a couple years we had kids. Within 3 years we had 2 kids, and we started faithfully every summer. We'd take every summer off and drive the family tractor all around the United States, because my in-laws all lived in Indiana and Ohio, and my husband loved traveling and road trips, and so did I. And so at least once a year from 86 for the next 15 or 20 years, we were in Vegas. We'd always make it our last vacation stop before coming home, because we're here in Southern California, and Vegas is just maybe 5 hours away, 4 hours away by car. And we were so hooked that sometimes we weren't sure what were we looking forward to the most on our summer vacation. Was it the Vegas trip at the end, or our actual destination? And we went many places, lots of camping and just everything with our 2 kids and with my husband's 2 kids. And then it got to be Circus was our homestead, and Vegas was perfect for the kids. Loved it. And I do remember my last few years of Vegas trips, when I was living at home with my family, that we did stay at Circus because I have a younger sister, like 13 or 14 years younger than myself. We started staying at Circus at that time. It was fun. So we kind of carried on the tradition when we started going with our kids. That's all we stayed at, was Circus. But by this time, they had a Wet n Wild across the street. Oh my goodness. I was in summer dream vacation heaven. Circus. I love hot, dry heat, like they have in Vegas. And then I spend the whole day Wet n Wild. Kids loved it. My husband loved it. I loved it. When we were bored there, we go back to the hotel. Kids loved it. I loved it. And I could gamble there, and kids could stay there. Although, one trip, one thing I do remember I didn't like, my husband, he wanted to get these really pricey, fancy tickets, go somewhere, and you have to endure a sales pitch. I'll never forget that. And I forgot what show it was, but it was 4 tickets, very pricey. But if you went to this sales thing, you get the tickets for free. Oh my goodness. I was sweating bullets. You go and you listen to the spiel, then you go and you sit down with these people, and they try to get you to sign up. And my husband was cool as a cucumber, and I just wanted to tell them, we're not going to do it. We're just here because we want the free tickets. That was very stressful, and I just told him, I'm not doing that again. Can't handle it. So, other than that, I cannot remember another bad Vegas trip. And then later on, when we started going by ourselves, just my husband and myself, he had gotten me a 24-hour fitness lifetime award membership like on one of my birthdays, if you paid for $2, it was like some outrageous, fantastic deal. And I could go to any 24-hour fitness. So we would go there, and I just, again, was in heaven. I was able to go there and go to the gym every day and do my workout, get my swimming in, do my exercising, and have fun with my husband. Wasn't big into like card tables where you had to go play poker or 21 or any of that. But I love the slot machines. Oh my goodness. And what else? We would, if we saw somebody that we liked, and then at the end, when it was just my husband and myself, we started heading out towards Laughlin. Something changed at Vegas. It started getting more and more crowded. As TV cable came aboard and more people worldwide found out about Las Vegas, it was getting more and more crowded, which was fun, but we just missed the Vegas we grew up with. So a few of our Vegas outings, at the last second, we took the turn off and went to Laughlin, because Laughlin was like Vegas was back in the day. And I think that's where we saw Engelbert Humperdinck. We would go and we'd look to see what celebrities were there. And my husband was always a good sport. Okay. Even when we went to see Engelbert Humperdinck, we were doing the slot machines. And he's not a gambler like I am. My mindset is, okay, I have $100. I'm going to be at the slot machine. I'm going to gamble and gamble and gamble. I'm going to have a good time. I'm going to win and lose. And I'm not going to stop gambling till I don't have any more money to gamble with. Which probably isn't the right idea. He is very methodical, but it works. He always walks away from a jackpot with winnings. And that night, when we were doing Engelbert Humperdinck, I had to pry him away from the slot machine, and he came away with like tickets of like a $30 ticket, a $20 ticket to cash in, because they don't give you the actual money at the slot machine. They give you like these little printout stubs or something. And so then all I was thinking is, yay, after Engelbert Humperdinck, we'll go gamble some more. And they said, no, I don't have to gamble right away. We'll come back tomorrow. And I'm thinking, how can you sit easy knowing you have like 30, 40, $50 in your pocket that you can gamble with, or go cash in? And he was fine with it. Bigger than Beanzo that next morning. So bright and early. Okay, let's go. And then somehow he ended up winning. It wasn't a ton of money, but he got cash back. And came out, with a winning record. And it just kind of made me rethink my strategy, that maybe if I thought better like he did, maybe I really would come away with winnings. So anyway, so let's see, what else was another fun thing. Well, we loved walking. We loved getting on near the end. When it was just my husband and myself, we'd start at the top of the strip, and where there's like New York, and MGM. We'd usually stay on that side, and then we'd go on the monorail, take you all the way to the other far side and walk around, and then come all the way back. And you could get off anywhere you wanted. But my husband and I, we loved just putting on our best pair of tennis shoes and walking around all day. And, but now as I'm thinking of it, we have not been to Vegas in over a decade. That's like a record for us. And I remember during COVID seeing on TV Vegas, shut down, I thought to myself, like, this has never happened. There were no people out on Vegas streets, no cars, no nothing. It was dead silence. That was something. And then as my husband and I were talking, but when and if we ever get back to Vegas, will it ever be Vegas like we knew it, or are we going to end up over at Laughlin? Because it's a whole nother group of people that are there now, a bigger crowd, and I'm sure the prices have gone up. Anyways, we'll have to find out. And of course, the Elvis lookalikes. There's so many Elvis. And then there's that Elvis wedding chapel. Every once in a while, my husband will say, now, he'll see the Elvis wedding chapel, or he'll see Elvis. You know, they have a lot of Elvis impersonators there. And he'll say, aren't you glad we didn't elope to Vegas? And it's just kind of like private little chuckle. And I don't think I would have gone to the Elvis chapel for our wedding. I would have made it serious, like a nice little wedding chapel. But it is kind of funny when you think about it. Like, my parents got me that frazzle that I was ready to just elope to Vegas with a quickie wedding, which is me and him and Loretta, best man. Might have been fun to have a wedding, Elvis wedding chapel elopement, but I don't know. Anyways, so there you have it. Can't recall if I ever kind of like shared my history of my love of Vegas, or Vegas in my veins. And I'll always shed a little tear. All these old hotels that they implode. I think the last one I remember was Aladdin, and then of course they did the Sands. We've got souvenir pieces from different hotels, but the Aladdin was where Elvis and Priscilla Presley got married, and that's all gone. And even the Hilton, the Flamingo Hilton, I believe, where Elvis used to perform, I think that's gone. So, in that respect, it's sad. I really wish they had the old Vegas there in the 80s and 90s. I've always been that way. I like things the way they were. I like not in a hurry to hurry up and revamp or change. So thank you for your patience with me as I kind of revamp. I just have to find a place where I can sit and be comfortable until my bones are replaced. For sure, one knee replacement, possibly